Hello, my name is Jeff Wright. I am from the Lake of Torches, also known as the Lac de Flambeau tribe in northern Wisconsin. I've written two books available on Amazon now, and the first one's called Talks to Himself, and the second book is called Looks Within. I thought I would make this short video on what inspired me, and maybe it would inspire you to do the same one day. And my original idea for Talks to Himself, the first book, was just from one thought. I thought of because it's based on the subject of residential schools that's come up in recently, and those are those religious schools that they made the Indian kids go to, and it started in the 1890s, went all the way to 1970, and this one basically takes place in 1930s. Although I don't say that in the book, I just keep it open to your imagination. And the first thought that I had for the book was like this little kid. He goes to the school. These are the places where they take your ways away from them. They cut your hair, and you can't speak your language, and you have to learn all these different things that they're not used to. And the storyline that I wrote, all the books preceding after these two, even I got several more that are coming after that. I'm hoping my third book should be coming in the spring. And the original story was like these kids, they had to sit in these like a class, and they learn their catechisms besides math and English. And the preacher would come in, the priest, and he didn't have too much to say normally, but when he'd come in, he'd open this big thick book, and suddenly the words came through, and he'd talk for what seemed like hours, but maybe 5 or 10 minutes to the main character. And the little boy got curious as to what power this book had, that this man that normally didn't say much at all was suddenly spoke for quite a long time with a lot of authority. So one day, and I want to say that there's in the Anishinaabe, the Ojibwe language, there's two ways to say hello. One is a formal way, as you would say anin, that means hello. An informal way would be baju, that means hi. With that in mind, this little boy, he waits till the class is over, and he hides under his desk. And somehow they were so busy with all the getting the kids out of the classroom that they didn't notice the Mino Muskiki. His name is Good Medicine. He was hiding under his desk, so he waited till everybody left, and then he snuck up on that book in that front of the classroom, and he opened it. And to him, because he didn't know any English, it looked like crushed ants running across the paper, and he didn't think anything about it. Well, he didn't understand what was going on there. So he's getting ready to close the book, and all of a sudden he heard a very loud voice within him say, "Bonjour," and that frightened him. He was kind of scared, but then he was kind of happy too, because there was somebody else speaking his language to him. And little by little, he would sneak in and do that same thing after each class, hide under the desk, and he started talking to the book, and the book started talking to him, and it opened a relationship between him and Creator. That's where the title of the book calls Talk to Himself. People think he's talking to himself, but it's actually Creator, or Gitche Manitou, or if you want to say God. And that's what that's about, and eventually becomes like a healer through all these books. The first one, the second one, Looks Within, and then a later one. I'll leave the title out for now until I can get it published, that is. And that's the inspiration of my book, and I hope this maybe inspires you, any of you out there, to have an idea, to think, wow, that would make a really good book, but I just can't get the motivation. And well, you got to start from somewhere, obviously. Open that pad of paper or your laptop and just start typing right off the top of your head, and words will just come, just like they did for me in all these books. And I enjoyed so much, I'm going to keep going as far as I can and keep writing the books and publishing them. That being said, that's what inspired me for Talks to Himself, and the second book, Looks Within. And I like to say, in all native languages, there is no goodbye, because we don't think of death like that. We're always going to see somebody on the other side. So the Ojibwe phrase for that is Gigawaba Min Minawa. I'll see you later. And thank you for listening to me right now. Miigwech.